Previously on Cold Fear.
So this is it, Tom. 2 patients, 1 cure. I'm sorry, Anna.
Hansen, the code is 19012. You'll need to go in through the main lab elevator.
Got it.
Just be careful.
You too.
Hello and welcome back. Well, what are we going to be doing now? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Objective say we're going to get some C4. We're going to be getting out at the bottom of the main elevator shaft. So off we go. Oh! Okay, so before we go much further, I'm just going to show just a couple of things that I left out of the... Well, first of all, I'm going to show this. Here's what happens if you fail the QTE with a zombie. Does a 180, then falls in his face. What a brilliant way to die. Okay, so before we go any further, as I was saying, I'm going to show a couple of things that I neglected to show last time. First one we've got here is in the canteen, or the kitchen area that we were in before. Just on the ground there is some spilt milk. The only place I think that it appears in the game. It's a nice little touch. And second to that, right beside it in the cold storage room, is some icicles. Now you can't really see them, but they're there. And again, that's one of those little things that you barely notice it. I mean, this is one of the few rooms in the game which would actually have it, and you probably would never see it, but it's there. Somebody put the effort in. Okay, and let's get going. Right, all we need to do now is to pop in here, and then we head down the elevator shaft. But time to get all serious. We're going to take a little break from the moment, and what we're going to do now is talk about the character development of Tom Hansen and Anna, as well as a few of the other secondary characters in the game. Now, one thing to point out is that the game that we have on release is quite different from the game in its first conception. I'm not going to go into the actual process of what happened during that development shift, but I'll come into that in the next video. So for the moment, we're just going to show some of the characters, and we'll start with Tom Hansen. These little concept pictures are just there to have something there while I was doing the initial rambling, but you can see by the last couple of pictures that is one image developing as the developers become more aware of what the character looks like, and you can see the details of the face being filled in. Here's what Tom initially looked like at the very beginning of the development process. You can see that he does look visibly different, and he is in fact in charge of a Navy SEALs outfit rather than being part of the US Coast Guard. We'll quickly make our way through some of the images there. You can see that the process of developing that character into what we had today is quite logical. In fact, the name of the character ended up staying the same throughout the entire development process. Next up we have Anna, or as she was known back then as Irana. Look at Tom looking like a grizzly Russell Crowe motherfucker. Anyway, Irana was basically the Russian equivalent of what Tom was, as the concept artist said, the Russian Secret Service. When the nature of the game changed around the middle of the game's development process, she got the biggest overhaul of everyone else. She ended up going through quite a lot of different concept designs, and eventually settling on what she looks like at the game's release, but there are quite a lot of different variations in between there. There are a few in particular that I quite like, in that for some reason they look particularly Russian and a little bit more suiting to, I guess, the reality of the game rather than the sort of whimsical blue-haired girl that we ended up with. And after that we've got, well, part of the SEAL team that I had mentioned Tom was part of earlier. These are the guys that were, I guess, hinted to at the very beginning of the game who were all slaughtered. Quite a few here of just general soldiers and things. There are some of them that don't really look like they were drawings, they're more like they took a picture of someone and then just retouched it a little bit. But finally we've got a lot of images of Anna's dad and all of these sort of variations of doctors and things, some of them looking pretty ropey and some of them actually looking quite good. And finally, just a few promotional shots of Tom and Anna doing various things. You can see just the tweaks to the character art that were made just to kind of make things a little bit more dramatic, or in one case to make Tom actually shoot in the right direction to shoot that zombie in the head. But that is enough for now. As I said earlier, we'll talk about the story in the next and final video of the game. We'll at least show how the development process of the game went and how that kind of affected how the game ended up. That's enough of that dry talk, let's get back to the action. Okay, what we're heading to now is the bottom of the main elevator shaft where those tanks of those brute guys were. To head through the underwater tunnel for that, and oh, we've got a couple of exocells on the way, and you can see a rendering artifact as well every time I shoot the, well, I shoot a gun. Where'd the exocell go? Oh, there he is. Job done. And through we go. Step forward, and through we go. Alright, so we're heading to the door that's just on the left there. But before we do that, if we had not gone down the elevator shaft and gone through the underwater tunnel and instead looped all the way around the oil rig itself, we would have gone to the door and found that the lift is at the top. That simply works by no matter which way you come into this particular lift shaft room, the lift will always be where you need it. It will never be at the bottom or at the top and being unable to access it. Which is good because the control panel to move the lift up and down itself is actually on the lift.
It's unlocked.
Right, time for some new territory. Oh, we're going down. We've got a window, and yeah, it's just like the underwater tunnel. It has a little bit of a view outside. A lot darker and murkier this time, a lot more forbidding. And what looks to be a submersible. Huh, interesting. I didn't know oil rigs had those. Well, maybe they do. I don't really know a lot about oil rigs. You probably would have guessed that. But yeah, looking around, it seems to be some sort of bay, and I'm not sure exactly what people would do here. Seems to be a place where a lot of people would hang out at some stage or another. Bit of a closer look at the submersible itself. It's just part of the scenery, unfortunately. It doesn't come away from the crane thing. You can sort of half see through the water there. I mean, but anyway, if we take a look at some concept art, at least a clean version of the room, see it's all nicely empty and stuff as it currently is. We get a bit of a more atmospheric version of it, but we also get some concept art from one of the original iterations of the game, which appear to use this room as an entry point for some sort of seal guy.
The damn thing's stuck.
I don't know exactly what's stuck. It doesn't appear to be a lift or anything, but it's just some sort of dial or some shit, I don't know. Let's have a look around. There's really, to be fair, there's nothing really going on in this room at all. I'm just trying to stretch it out. Got a bunch of barrels, got a valve, and then the door, but yeah, if we check out just the room in wireframe, you can see that underneath the room itself, the floor of the ocean stretches down under there. So I think you're supposed to be able to see through the water where the submersible is and actually see the ocean floor there, but it turns out you can't. Wireframe of all the boulders and stuff outside. Yeah, at least try to turn up the outside. I mean, they could have done it in the inside. That would have been nice too.
Warning. The automatic defense system is active. Repeat. The automatic defense system is active.
Oh, bollocks. And in this room we've got ourselves a bunch of just zombie guys and a brute off in the far distance. Now luckily the room itself is a bit of an S-bend, and that gives us plenty of time to prepare for the brute at least, or at least to take care of these zombies and the exocells and get them out of the way. What's also pretty lucky is that there are barrels everywhere and we can use that to our advantage. There we go, quite handily taken care of. There's a couple of different ways we can deal with the brute himself. Here's one of them. Probably the most dramatic of them, at least from Tom's point of view. But the next one is something a little bit special. I'm in a bit of a rush, so I'll just skip past all these jerks. Oh, and I'll just squeeze past him here. I was hoping he was going to charge me there, but luckily I got past. And I'll just wait for him to come. Why isn't he coming after? Oh god. Place your bets. Who's gonna win? Is it gonna be the Brit, or the or the 2 zombies and the exocell? Dun, 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 dun. Holy shit, he lost. Wow. Right, so anyway, the rest of the room is pretty much an S-bend. For fuck's sake. Okay, let's try that again. The rest of the room is pretty much an S-bend. We've got a bunch of zombies and things. Oh, we've got an exocell as well. This is, I think, it's definitely the first, but it may be one of the only times that an exocell actually comes out of the brutes. Usually they'll just die and fall over and that'll be that, but in this particular instance they came out of, I guess, the arm? I'm not exactly sure where it comes from, but it comes from there.
Doors unlocked.
It's not as if the head of the brute disappears or anything like that. I mean, the body's gone, so no really way to check. But anyway, the room is, like I said, it's an S-bend. There's a bunch of stuff around it. I mean, the obstacles and things are only really there just to have you take your time to get around, so you can't get over that barricade or anything like that. Plenty of barrels around, and these zombies just for supplies and things. Not sure what that is. Not a light anyway. Yeah, there's zombies around for supplies, so it's not like you're going to run out of ammo doing this unless you're absolutely fucking terrible. And also, we've got these windows over here. These closed whenever we got into the room, because obviously the room is infected, it's just sort of wandering around. That one you're supposed to be able to see through, I think it's bugged. The other window, which we'll see later on, you can see out of, but for some reason that one we can't. So here we've got the door that we're going to be heading through, and we've got what appears to be C4. I don't think you want to be touching that. Tom, there's a bit of room there. Maybe we can squeeze through?
This door is locked by an electrical system.
Oh. Okay then. Well, it's just... Oh, shit. Way to go, Tom. You've armed the fucking C4. Now how the hell are we going to get in? Well, the answer's pretty obvious. I'm sure you would have guessed it already. Shoot the fire thing, cook off the C4, and blam. I'm not sure that would actually work or not. But it's not the only way that we can do this. Well, we could try to shoot the C4 itself, but it actually just does nothing. It's inert. Shoot that, and no, that'll do nothing. We actually have to arm the C4 before we can do anything to it at all. Even then, we can't shoot it when we do have to use the fire thing. And if we try it again with the fire extinguisher instead, I mean, the game gives us 2 options, so we can use the fire up there or the fire extinguisher. It makes no difference. But something else I tried to do is the way that the zombies can dash at you. I thought, well, maybe I can get them to dash into this. Let's see how lucky I am. Oh, fuck. No, not gonna work. Okay, we'll speed it up until... go. Nope, didn't work. Well, we'll try it one more time. No, once again, it didn't... Oh, for fuck's sake. Ah, fuck this shit, I'm gonna go through the door. Oh, fuck, it's locked! Oh no! Okay, anyway, so moving on, and here's another one of those light things, regardless, means ammo warehouse, written right there on the door, so let's go inside.
It's unlocked.
Sure is. Oh. Best be careful. Fuck you! Best be careful, we've got a lot of C4 and a hell of a lot of explosive barrels, so, you know, crouching and walking that way is probably of paramount importance. Don't really want to risk anything else. Naturally, just to show that off, here's what happens if you, well, you run into the room without thinking. This is usually how things are whenever you're playing the game for the first time. You'll especially in this room, you'll just open the door, leg it in, and just fucking die. And after that experience, what you'll generally do for the rest of the game and every other time you play it is, as soon as you walk in, you do not fucking move. So anyway, continuing on, we just make our way around this corridor, avoiding all the barrels, and we eventually get to the end here with some shiny things. What what they could be. Oh, and we can move the barrel. Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, moving on. We've got a bunch of flashy, shiny things there. Those are the C4. We've also got a guy here. We'll just take his AK. If we came here without having the MP5, we'd find that it would be lying beside him and we could pick it up then. Let's take a look at some concept art. Here's the room, you know, pretty barren. The C4 set up at the end there, little counter is a little bit different. And here's one with some C4 and a hell of a lot fewer barrels. So we should have that. Schematics and things, I'm not sure what they're for. Okay, let's grab the C4 and oh, we get ourselves a cutscene. Ooh.
Got the C4 charges.
Oh shit, when the invisible guys. What do we do? What do we do? The problem here clearly is that we can't be just firing all our weapons off willy-nilly because we don't want to set off the explosive barrels. Can't really go running away from him because he's going to follow us around and probably set off the explosives as well. Actually, that's not true. He can't set them off. At least as far as it... At least I don't think so. Is he dead? Hello? Oh, shit. Damn it, Tom, just fucking stand on his head. There we go. Okay, right. Okay, so that's done. We can get out of here, very carefully, of course. You might remember when we were approaching the C4 stuff, I moved one of the barrels. Well, I had a bit of a thought about that. Here we are again before we triggered the invisible guy. Let's see if we can move some of these around. Kind of maybe block his way. Unfortunately, the barrels don't move all that well, and they seem to be kind of restricted close to where they spawn at. They can't really be pushed all that far away from there. What I end up doing here is cutting out probably about 10 minutes worth of running around and pushing these fucking things. Eventually I get them shifted around. Oh shit, I did not mean to do that. No. You can see that he ran off there and pushed some of the barrels out of the way. I mean, it seems that he doesn't give a flying fuck about them, and the barrels moved quite easily for him. Fortunately, it's created a nice little path, so we're just gonna have to wait for him to come back. Actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother. I'm gonna push these barrels and I'm gonna blow the fucker up. Fortunately, it's probably gonna take 1,000,000 years. Switch into wireframe while we're here. We can see if we can find the guy and just see him there. There you go. For some reason he's stuck against that wall. Well, I'm not gonna let him come and get me. I'm gonna shoot the barrels and I'm gonna blow that fucker up. Okay, ready to go. Take that, you fucking cunt. At least it shows that when you're in the room, the explosions won't just blow you up wherever you are. You can move all of that stuff out of the way and you can escape. I was really surprised by that. I thought it would just kill me anyway. Wait, what the fuck? Fucking hell. How the hell did he survive that? I have no idea. Anyway, we're done with this room. We don't ever need to come back in here again, so very carefully making our way to the end. Put through the door and we can get on our merry way. Finally, we've got the C4 explosives so we can actually get on with the objectives for once. Not again.
Repeat. The automatic defense system.
Now, I know the game has us backtracking here, and I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but I do like the fact that it still spawns enemies and things, so it gives us something to do on the way back. I mean, these could be empty rooms, and that'd be pretty damn boring. After we kill this guy, we're going to have a bit of a conversation between Tom and Anna. Now, pay attention to that and see if you can spot the mistake in the subtitles. A bit of inconsistency there.
I've got the C4.
I've marked the places for you to set the charges. Start with the underwater elevator, then take care of the bridge control room, which is next to the scientific module, and finish with the room before the heliport gate.
I'll meet you there when I'm done.
Aha! So we've got the window shutter thing closed here. It's because there's still an exocell hanging around. Fuck off, you. Thing for us. And you can see it definitely opening up, but when we switch back into non-wireframe, you can see that it's still blocked. I think it's going to be in the same way that we had that tank with the guy inside. I reckon it's just that. It's just a texture that should be transparent, but is not. And we nip all the way around to the other side. We can definitely see out there. See ourselves all the lovely rocks on the ground and things. It's they totally didn't need to put this bit of attention in, but I like it. I don't know why, but it seems a bit weird that they'd have shutters drop down like that for a room like this that's underwater. It just kind of doesn't make much sense in a way. Anyway, here's some concept art for the room. It's a big old pipe, there's some blood, yada yada yada. Not really much else to see here. As I said before, we're done with this room, and we're never going to come back again. And as well as that, this is the last time we're going to be in this room too. Oh. Could this be? MP5 ammo. No, well, I guess I'll take it. 1250. Wonder what that means. Anyway, let's go. Oh. Oh god, not again. Had enough of these fuckers. 100 decks. You know, sometimes it's just easier to let them jump on you, as long as you've got enough resistance, because if you don't, then they're going to kick your ass. Oh, that looks nice. It's really weird that they put that there, because it never really helps you. They don't generally go over there at all, and I mean, I know that gas stuff is supposed to make them visible again, but it never really does. And here's something else, Tom can actually get a monkey on his back! Ah! I'm sorry. Yeah, those guys jump out of there, and there's not really much more to it than that. We've got a bunch of buttons around the place, and all of them say the same thing, which is not much at all. And naturally some of them that don't work at all. Just going to poke around this room a little bit. We've got this kind of shaft thing over here, and if we look up, you can see that we're missing some polygons up there that let us see outside of the world boundaries into the void. Oh, and we're done. Let's head off back up the ramp again, but before we do that, we're going to look out this window, and if you look to the left, and using wireframe anyway, you can see that there's a wall there, but if you look out there, you can see that it just extends off to nothing. And to be honest, you should be seeing something there. If we go into the next room, you can see that the lift shaft does extend out far enough, so you should be able to see it. I know this is kind of being really picky and being a bit of an arse, but I am a picky arsehole, so there you go. That kind of thing annoys me. Especially given the amount of detail that the game's gone into up until this point. That just seems like a bit of a thing that they really should have caught. So anyway, we're at the lab's elevator, and we need to be heading off to the underwater tunnel and blow that up. The markers are apparently there. Now Anna's gone around and put little markers down for us, and we'll go and see about that in just a bit. Right at the end of the tunnel, and we've got some company. Some exocells, we'll make short work of them. Oh, you can see more rendering issues as we fire. That's just some alpha problems, and whenever it's rendering the muzzle flashes, it's obviously not resetting the alpha blending, rendering flag properly, the render state. I'm just rambling. And into the room! Okay, now in here, we've got an elevator that we actually can't go up anymore. First of all, we'll pick that up. No, dickhead. First of all, we'll pick this up. Some pages from a diary talking about things. And again, you can check the contents of that below the video if you're watching on the bad aid side. If we try to use the obviously broken panel, shit, it's out of order and we cannot go up. Shit, yes, it's out of order, Tom. Now, if we had gone up the lift instead of going through the underwater tunnel all the way around the map, and it takes a long fucking time to do, and got to the top of this lift shaft, we find that it won't work from this side either, so we have to go all the way back again. So, let's get planting! Open the door, open the door, open the door! Oh, and we're safe now. Let's, can we go back?
There's too much water pressure.
Oh,
I can't open
well,
the door.
clearly. Okay, well, let's have a look at some of the things that can happen with this particular room, and there's plenty of stuff. Let's plant the C4, and, you know, just kind of chill, hang out. And as expected. And let's try it again, and this time we'll just pick this up and take a look at it, and oh, managed to pause the game right when the explosions were going off. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Plant it again and go outside, and we'll just hang here for a bit. I'm sure nothing's going to happen. And what I tried to do there was I actually tried to open the door again whenever I came outside, and we'll see what that looks like in just a second. We'll just plant the C4 again. Try to open the door immediately, and yep, it just sets off the explosion the instant that we try to do that. There's absolutely no way we're getting back in. Nope, hanging around with the water isn't a good idea either. It doesn't look very watery whenever it goes past you. Yep. Running back into it probably isn't going to help. Make it all the way to the end. And just kind of hang out. Nope. Right, let's see if we can undo the C4 charge once we set it. We'll try and set it on fire and try and melt the problems. No, it didn't help. Quick, Tom, seal the door! Sit. Fuck. I know. Let's try and cook off the water. Yes, that. No. Here's something else. If we came through the corridor and had all the exocells there but didn't kill them, when we go into the room and plant the C4 and then come back out again, all the exocells are gone, so they can't stop us from by this fucking thing. Okay, right, we're done with this. Let's go back into the lab room, and now all we have to do is go up to the bridge control room, which happens to be directly above us, so let's just hit ourselves this switch and up we go. You know, I'm never gonna get sick of this iris gate thing opening. Always looks awesome. No matter what it's in, it always looks really cool. Let's see it again. And for the last time as well. Because, yep, that's it. We're not gonna be coming back here again. Because the C4 we have to plant is actually just outside this door. Now, it's one that you could quite easily miss, and if you do miss it, it presents you with a bit of a problem in that the explosives themselves have to be planted in the right order. Why? I do not know, but the game tells you that if you go to the wrong one. Go around the corner, it's over here, and here's what happens if you went to this one first, and not the one in the underwater elevator.
I need to plant these in the right order, or else.
Yes, or else. Or else what, Tom? Or else what? We never find out. So anyway, plant the C4 and leg it. Pretty cool. And as before, there are plenty of things that we can kind of get wrong on the way back over there. Doesn't seem all that well exploded, but oh well, we're not going back that way. C4 and try and get through the door. And just like the last time, as soon as we go through, it sets off all the explosions. Just hang out in this corner. You know, never know, we might be okay, that'd be fine. I'm gonna right beside the C4. Oh, we actually survived the explosion, but I mean, we caught fire and then we burned to death. As it come up before, if you burn for a certain length of time, then it automatically kills you, and that's what happened there. It's actually what happens here as well. For some reason, the explosions aren't really killing us as well as they should. So again, it happens in this corner too. So let's try something I could find completely by accident. Nip up in here. I was just trying different corners of the place to see, you know, if the explosion would actually kill us anywhere. And for some reason, right here, it doesn't hurt us at all. I just want to point out that all the explosions went off, everything drops, everything is finished, just the place is on fire. But if we try and open the door again, explosions get set off, and you can hear all of the other explosions chaining off, the ones that go along the bridge, so it actually sets them off twice. So anyway, back over here again, and we'll and blow up. Ooh, there we go, that was close. Quickly get into that tiny little position where we don't get killed. Stood in here for quite a while, so I'm going to cut between stages of it. I'm just testing the water a little bit. Not that way, and not that way either. Let's see. Nope. And eventually, I just give up. That's after about 5 minutes. Okay. Nope. Okay, let's run away from the explosion and... Shit, did I leave the gas on? If we stand just on the bridge itself, we immediately plummet to our deaths, but if we hang from the bridge... And the game's clever enough to just kill us straight away, or at least drop us as soon as the explosion touches the bridge. Never mind. Finally, we leg it all the way to the end of the bridge. And this one I didn't intend. I accidentally walked forward a bit too much, and whoop! We're standing there, just on the lip of it as it falls. It'll actually turn us around and hang us off the edge, which is pretty cool. I don't expect that at all. Anyway, we are done with that, and we're not going back. So let's head through the door and get on to the third and final C4 planting. First elevator we ever went into in the oil rig, and the last time, once again, you're going to hear this from me a lot, the last time we're ever going to see it. Now what kind of sucks about this part is that this takes a little while to get through. We need to get to our corridor. That's way on the other side of this and through the big container room. But unfortunately, while we're on our way there, there's nothing happens at all. As I was saying at the underground bit whenever we're backtracking there, is that we had enemy spawning and stuff and we had things to do, but here we don't. It's just this last stretch across this outside area. There's nothing going on. Well, enjoy the music, I guess. I still really enjoy the music that plays in that room. It's very Silent Hill-ish, I guess. I mean, that's kind of a cliche, but it's just that there's no music really playing anywhere in the game, and when you go into that room, it's got that nice little theme playing from the title screen. But yeah, there's nothing going on here. We just have to run against the rain and walk by, not much happening. Run out of run energy, and we just have to walk the rest of the way just to add insult to injury. I could have sped this up, but I thought, no, I'm not going to. I'm just going to ramble over the top, and you're going to have to watch.
What the?
Looks quite nice. Anyway, this is much more like it. Now we've actually got something to do. You might have noticed that guy jumping in the top container. We'll get back to that in a minute, but first we've got this guy to take care of. Should be pretty easy. Fuck! Said it should be pretty easy. We've got plenty of ammo. Fuck's sake. The problem is with these guys, if we're just too close to them, as soon as they stand up and then turn around, they're immediately going to dash at us again. Oh, fuck. Okay, enough of that. Let's just fucking go. There we go, excellent. Now that guy jumped in, remember that hole I was always talking about at the top of that container and wondering what all the little planks and stuff leading up to it was about? Wait a minute. Who's in there? Oh fuck, it's him. Wait a minute, how the hell did he get in there? Hold on, let's deal with him first. Ah, shit, right about. Come on Tom, hurry it up. Got shit to explain. Right, okay. So we've got the container that this wanker came out of, and that's the white one that's at the bottom. Turn around. If we look at the roof, there's no way for him to have gotten in. He jumped into the red one at the top, but somehow ended up in this one. The fuck? Okay, okay, we switch into wireframe. You can see that the hole is there at the top of the red one. We'll get in a little bit and you can see it more clearly. There it is there. So he jumped in there, into the red one, and then appeared in the white one. Oh, that sucks. Okay, anyway, that's just, we're done here, so let's get out of here. Good luck, when you know it. Now, where we need to be heading is just out through this door and around.
Locked.
Oh. Fuck. Okay. There we go. For some reason the door's locked, so we have to go back up onto the catwalk again. We can flip the switch and then we're pretty much done with this room. Before we're done, we're just going to show some stuff to do with those two guys. Come on, let's go. That's one of you. The other one is just here. Awesome. Now, what we're going to do here is, again, when we're standing on the steps, the guy can't hit us, and this is something that came up in the competition run for the game in extreme mode and in normal mode as well. Is that you can trap this guy behind the eye bar, and he won't be able to get you. He's just stuck because the angle that he's moving at won't take him out from underneath it. If you stood all the way to the side, then yes, he would. But if we just stand there, then he won't go anywhere. And what we can also do is with him there, we can block the other guy as well. So we're just kind of like, yeah, fuck you. But the problem is, of course, that we're not able to get through. Ah, right, okay. So if we run out of ammo at this point, then we're pretty much fucked. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So head down, and we leave those guys up top. If we get far enough away, the combat music will stop, and those guys will just kind of hang out. Yeah, okay. So back up, we just need to go to the end of the catwalk and hit the switch. There's the big container that the guy went down. I'm not sure if that was smoking originally. I think that was just added because the guy jumped into it, but anyway. Just hit the switch. Oh, pick it. No, we're not going to pick it up, we're going to hit the switch.
It's opening.
How do you know it's opening? Check to make sure there's nothing interesting here. No, there's not. Even though it looks like there should be something cool there, but there just isn't. But yeah, let's run all the way back. Again, I could have sped this up, but I decided to say no, I'm not going to. You guys are gonna watch this and you're gonna enjoy it, and that's it. Now there's nothing to pick up there, but I thought I'd check anyway. Now we need to get to the end of the door, and as I was saying, it's just through this door and then around the corner and up the steps, and then we're pretty much, well, we're done with this particular video. We'll pick up where we left off afterwards. Through the door, and we've got, oh, we've got a bunch of exocells. Well, we'll just take care of them. Of course, there's actually an alternative we could have done without having to spend all the ammo on these, even though it's not all that much. We are, hold on a minute. Okay, so we'll go back in here and we'll just show something else that ended up happening whenever I was doing this playthrough. Run all the way back here and just go up the steps. We'll slow down a bit just so you can see the guys are coming along. I ended up showing this bit off earlier on, but I'm just going to show it again here just because it's there. Slightly different way of those guys walking up the steps. But we'll hit the switch and then we'll run all the way back, and yep, the guys are coming up. Past him. Okay. And this guy, for some reason, won't come up at all. I don't know why. He just hangs out at the bottom and swings his fist around and doesn't actually come up. It just can't make any sense to me. In the other example, he did. This one, he doesn't. Trying to hit Tom and squeeze your way through, and off you go. Right. If we go through the door, as before, on the other side, we've got a bunch of exocells. But if we head back. Oh fuck! Get through! Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, the exocells are gone. That's it. We could, if you just look around, yeah, there's nowhere to be seen. They just completely despawned them. Check this. Nope, we're going nowhere. Only one way to go. That's to the end of this corridor and up the steps. That's where the save point is. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Right, come on then. Let's get this over with. Unfortunately, I haven't learned my lesson and I'm not getting far enough away. Fuck this. Oh, okay, maybe not. One last. There we go. Done. Right, moving on. Now, and once more, we'll just show this jerk on the steps. We'll get a little bit of a closer look at him as well. You can see through his fist there too. Oh. So yeah, we're gonna just check this one last room before we go through. Maybe there's something interesting in here. You know what? Can't be arsed. Let's just end the video. Back out and up the steps, and when we get to the top, we're gonna hit the door, and that's gonna be end of this video. And that leaves us with one more to go. So I will see you next time for the last video of Cold Fear. Next time on Cold Fear.
Get to the chopper!